Hello YouTube and welcome back to World of Warships with Wadres yet again. And today, for this video, I have actually enlisted the help of one of my clanmates, Hulihulichicken. You've probably seen him before in one of my previous videos. I think it was during one of my British destroyers review videos. I have enlisted his help in putting together an aiming tutorial for you. And this video is basically just going to go over the aiming mechanics and things you need to know about aiming. So I am going to open up the mic here so that he can kind of listen in and understand where things are going. And just also so that I can be able to just kind of direct him a little bit better.
Sound resumed.
Okay, Huli, we are good to go. I do have you on open mic, so you are being recorded now. The intro is ready to go. Let's start moving again here.
Okay.
So, while I am going through all of this, you are going to hear me talking through the narration, so just bear with me.
No problem, bro.
Okay. So as you can see, we are now both moving along here. I'm actually going to slow my ship down. He's looking right at me. I'm looking right at him. Jeez, those guns look intimidating, don't they? Hey, Huli, why don't you pop a shot off at me just for grins? Okay, so there's the enemy shooting back at me. Lucky that he missed there. But, see, now I have to shoot back at him. Now, as you can see on my reticle here, I do have a gauge for basically my shelf light times. On the bottom grid, it's actually set for 20 knots of movement speed. The top grid is set up to a estimate of 30 knots. So, let's see what happens if I just, say, shoot at his midships. Yeah, unfortunately that doesn't do too much now, does it? Oh, well. But if I had aimed for his midships and he had actually been going full speed there, I probably wouldn't have hit him. But if I actually go in line with that reticle marker to where he is, to where it's estimating where he is moving, my accuracy is going to be substantially better. Because now his ship is actually going to move forward somewhat into my shell range, which means that I can actually hit him now. Huli, are you doing full speed?
Quarter speed.
Go up to full speed.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Now, the ship he's in, the October Revolution, only really has a top speed of about 20 knots, so I am gauging his position more with the lower gauge than I am with the upper gauge. The one thing I do also want to mention is that I am using a particular dynamic reticle mod, which actually scales appropriately for the range, for the overall viewpoint, and this mod will be listed in the video description once I get it posted. So now that he's actually moving at full speed here, let's see, 6.4 seconds would probably be right about there. Let's see how this works out. And as you can see, this module, this reticle is actually very, very well measured and accurate, because that was a beautiful shot right to his midships. And this is just something that you have to keep in mind when you are firing your main battery in World of Warships. You do have to take into account the motion of your target. They are going to be moving at, in some cases, upwards of 30 knots. Destroyers can definitely be moving close to 40 knots. And it will definitely be harder to hit them and maneuver. So let's have Huli actually turn into me a little bit, Huli. Just to kind of come right bow on at me. Now, the one thing that this reticle is not going to help you out with too much is any target that is moving either directly at or away from you, because there it will not really give you an accurate scale. The only thing you can really do is kind of guesstimate based on your knowledge of the ship, but even so, you can have at least a respectable idea based on the previous location, the previous markers, and how you were hitting beforehand. For example, I know roughly the distance I was aiming ahead when he was broadside to me, so that when I aim at his bow, I can be reasonably assured to hit him almost dead on. But that is basically how aiming works in World of Warships. Of course, you do still have the general outboard visual mode where you aren't zoomed in with the reticle. And this is better off again for your close-in ranges, and you can just kind of pop shells off as you need to, while still being able to freely look around. And now I guess Huli and I are just kind of gonna finish duking it out, though I'll probably give him a couple of good shots just so to try and even the playing field, since I've been shooting at him all this time. Although I suppose it's probably not still not exactly equal footing, considering I am in a Tier 7 battleship and he's only in a Tier 5, but I suppose that would be my own fault for deciding to set it up this way now, wouldn't it, Huli? Wait a second, what is he doing here? It's starting to look like he might be coming in for a ram now, isn't he? Ugh. Nope, he's just gonna kinda let me come in along broadside here, isn't he? Okay. Well, I suppose we'll kinda cut this one to an end real quick. And while we're doing that, I suppose I shall go ahead and let everybody go. I hope you all enjoyed the video. I hope you found it informative in regards to your aiming technique. And I hope to catch you all again later. Y'all have a good one. Happy hunting, folks.